Man, I'll tell you what, this new jacket I've got is freaking cold right now. It's a Fieldsheer MotoMorph mesh jacket, and it says it's a 3-season jacket because it has a quilted liner. And it does. I've got that quilted liner installed in it right now, but thing is, the quilted liner isn't windproof. So you've got a mesh jacket with a quilted liner that the air goes right through. What's wrong with that, eh? And the quilting on it isn't that thick. It's very, very thin. It's almost like two pieces of fabric just sewn together in a quilted fashion, but without much batting in there, if any. So not too impressed with the cooler weather performance, but I suspect it's going to be quite good in the warmer weather. Today is about 9 degrees centigrade, so that's what is that? That's nearing 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's on the cool side. But I've used this jacket in 12 degrees, and it's still not warm enough, but I like it otherwise. It comes with a pretty unique feature, at least I think it's unique. It has a waterproof, windproof over jacket that stows away in a pocket at the back of the jacket at the bottom, right above your butt. And I think that's a great idea, because then you always have water protection or rain protection on you. And in a mesh jacket, that's kind of important, because otherwise, if it suddenly you get a downpour, you know, otherwise you have to take your jacket off and zip the lining into it, assuming you took the lining and, you know, you had a place to put it. So with this one, you're always carrying the waterproof gear, and you don't have to take your jacket off and get soaked in order to put it on. And it seems to be very well made. You know, the stitching and attention to detail. Very nice. It's just that quilting. They should have made it windproof. So we'll do a complete review maybe on the jacket once I've used it a little bit more. I'm also testing out the mic. Okay, I'm going 95 in an area where I shouldn't be, but just a short burst there. I changed the position of the mic again. I had it just below the brim of the helmet, and I put it back into the original position with double-sided tape secured to the chin guard just right in front of my mouth. When it was in the upper position on the brim, I noticed that the sound of my voice was kind of like in a chamber. And when I look back at previous videos where it was in the chin guard, the voice was a lot clearer. So as long as I'm not getting any excessive wind noise, I think I'm okay. I'll just have to remember not to raise my voice too much, because this mic, when it's that close, it tends to distort fairly easily. So I'll discipline myself. So I'm just headed to an appointment. I have to get my eye pressure checked in my left eye. I apparently have glaucoma in that eye, and very high pressure. And they did a laser treatment on the eye last week, and so this is just a week follow-up. And it sure is weird to see everything shut down like it is with this virus problem. So many businesses closed. But I guess everyone's doing what they can. And here we are. So the appointment went well. I have normal pressure in my eye, so that's pretty darn cool. Plus I met an old friend there, which is always nice. We had a good chat. So that is a big relief, knowing that the eye pressure is down to where it should be. Yeah, it was kind of scary because when I was there the last time to get the laser treatment done, the doctor said, okay, we're going to do this, but I would like you to go on medication, eye drops, to reduce the pressure because the treatment takes 6 weeks to kick in. And I said, well, I was trying to avoid medication, you know, as much as possible. And he said, yeah, the only problem is that your pressure is so high that in that 6 weeks, I think you will begin to suffer damage and vision loss. And that, of course, convinced me. All right, I'll take the drops. So glad they're working. Because vision is kind of important, isn't it? I definitely don't want to lose vision in my left eye. So I've had these grip puppies now for a fair while, and I'm getting used to them, and I gotta say that I like them. They definitely increase the diameter of the grip, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing for you. For me, it's a good thing. It gives me a larger contact patch, so I don't get any kind of numb hand or anything, you know, on longer rides, which I used to on this bike because they were fairly narrow grips and quite hard. So this improves that. The literature that comes with them say that they improve throttle response, and I think that can be true depending on your situation. What I find is that because they're larger diameter, it gives you a quicker hand on the throttle. It takes less effort to twist your throttle a given amount. So you find yourself twisting more quicker. That's what I found. So if your bike is kind of slow to respond or whatever, that would probably benefit that. But if your bike has a very snatchy throttle, this would make it worse. That would be my thoughts. But I like them. They just slip on over your regular grip, eh? So they're fairly easy to install. The instructions say use soapy water, but I used a product called Tire Slick. I got that from Napa Auto Parts. And it says on the bottle, I think it's the slipperiest thing on earth. And I believe it is. And yet, it's so slippery, but if you use it, let's say, for tire installation or whatever, it'll really allow the tire to slip on, but it doesn't have a lubricant action after a few minutes. It just seems to go away and provides a nice grip. So it's perfect for putting these on. So hopefully the sound on the mic is good today, being that I put it in the original position again. I'm going 100 right now, so hopefully hopefully it's good. I shouldn't be going 100, so slowing down now. Be good, John. Okay, now where do I need to go? I gotta make 2 stops here while I'm out. I gotta get some pea and bean seed for the garden, because it's time to think about planting certain things. We have a large vegetable garden, very large. So we grow a lot of our own produce. It's always nice to eat produce fresh from the garden. or during the winter frozen, but it's from your garden, you know that there's no bad stuff being applied to them. My bike was nice and clean yesterday, and I went out for a ride, and just on the last couple blocks before home, the street washers decided they were going to wash the street, and it was all soaking wet, you know, and there's still a lot of sand and stuff down there, so basically it was just covered with a thin skim of mud water, but muddy water. So of course my nice clean bike was covered in mud by the time I got home, and it was only about a 100-yard stretch that was wet. Good job I didn't wash it just prior to that. I don't mind getting Clyde all dirty. He's perpetually dirty, but this bike, the CB650, I tend to want it to be clean-ish. Alrighty. I see Rona is doing the lineups and a few people in at a time. I guess that's smart, considering. Okay, I got my seeds. Now I'm going to go to Lordco Auto Parts. Got to pick up some Redline SL-1. That's an excellent cleaner and top lubricant, but it cleans really well. What is the component? PEA, I think, something like that. That is pretty much the only effective combustion chamber and injector cleaner. That's the active ingredient, and it has one of the highest content of any of the cleaners out there. A lot of cleaners don't have any, and they don't do a very good job. But Redline SL-1 does a great job. Okay, so there it is, Redline SL-1. Good stuff. If you're looking for a really good combustion chamber injector cleaner, that's the one. Well, it's time to go home. Thanks for watching. And we'll catch you on another one.